Well, it's a Camden club rather than the Cavern Club, but about 3 miles in that direction are the world-famous Abbey Road studios, and I'm hoping that some of the Fab Four magic's going to rub off on me this afternoon as I get hands-on and throat-on for the very first time with Beatles rock bands. Honey, disconnect the phone, I'm back in the USSR. Don't know how lucky you are, boy. Back in the US, back in the US, back in the USSR. I'd like to be under the sea.
I think it was a little bit of happenstance in that we were really excited to work with them on this game, you know, regardless of the fact that the remasters were happening. But it was obviously a great opportunity both in terms of, you know, Beatlemania kind of coming back to the forefront of popular culture, but also the ability to use, you know, the great new audio that the guys at Abbey Road have been working on for a long time. So we've heard the remasters. I guess we're gonna, you know, listen to them later today as well, and they sound fantastic. The game sounds amazing, it looks amazing, so we're really happy to be part of it. Yeah, I mean, we've been really lucky to work with Giles Martin as sort of our go-between for everything audio in the game and everything Beatles music in the game, and he, you know, is really great about being able to explain it in reasonable terms to everyone at Apple, why we need what we need, and to work closely with Harmonix. So he's been an amazing person to work with. We were thrilled to have them out at E3. They came out and they said a few words and gave a wave and took some photos, and it was great to have them there. I mean, they're really in support of the game. It was nice for them to show that by being at our biggest industry event in the States. I mean, our biggest thing as Harmonix has always been, you know, we can't mess this up. Like, this is the Beatles. There's a great distinction for Beatles hardcore fans and gamers as well to really feel like we're framing the songs with audio from those sessions that Giles maybe peeled off of, like, you know, George tuning his guitar before playing, you know, Here Comes the Sun or vocal warm-ups or things like that. So you really feel like you're in Abbey Road Studio 2 working on the songs with them, and then you're playing the songs together. The 45 songs you'll see that'll be on the disc, and we're announcing more and more of them as the weeks go on towards 9909, are all about the gameplay. So I mean, there's some that are a little bit of a B-side choice or a deeper cut choice, and it's hard to define, like, let's just put all the Beatles hits on the disc because there would be too many to put on the disc. There's, you know, they've had so many hits over the years. Obviously, there's some songs with less instrumentation that we need traditionally, like you don't have songs with guitar, bass, drums, and vocals. Sometimes we've made adaptations for that. Sometimes I think we're holding off on some of those tracks. And in cases like that, I mean, you know, if you don't have an instrument there to play and we can't assign a part to it, like sometimes we might have a brief string part on a guitar or something like that. And we try to be careful about that because we still want it to feel like a natural gameplay experience, but you make adaptations so it's fun to play even if it's not 100% authentic. If it was any band but the Beatles, you know, our audio team would look at the masters and say, like, well, we can't do this doesn't work with our sessions. But because it's the Beatles and because the songs are so iconic, we're willing to, you know, kind of go above and beyond and accommodate them in the game however we can.
Already then, Rock Band is getting music with very different arrangements, thanks to the Beatles. But what about a track like Blackbird, with its unique guitar pattern? Is this an opportunity to do something different with guitar parts in the game?
Yeah, and I guess the other thing there is that if you look at a song we've announced, like Here Comes the Sun, even that song has a lot of sort of, like, you know, bass note thumb picking with, like, the top note alternating fingering, and, like, that stuff is not the same as, like, a Judas Priest track, right, or like a Blink-182 song, right? They're very different and they're very distinct. The nice thing is our team of music and audio people are all real musicians, they're real guitarists, they're real drummers, and, you know, they're chomping at the bit to work on this stuff. So it's you know, again, an honor, but they've always tried to chart it so you feel like you're playing the real guitar part. It's fun to consider those things, definitely. It's pretty messed up that we get to go play video games inside of Abbey Road Studio 2. Every time we go there, they're like, that was a really great presentation, and I'm like, I shouldn't be allowed in this building. Like, this is like sacred ground, and I'm walking in with, you know, I love our plastic guitars, and I love the virtual rock that we have, but at the end of the day, sometimes it feels a little weird.
The warm-up set out of the way, it was on to the main event. And that evening, Eurogamer joined Harmonix at Abbey Road Studios for the unveiling of the remastered music and for a special performance in Studio 2, where the Beatles recorded the vast majority of their music. and, well, we just couldn't resist. The Beatles rock band steps out on stage on September the 9th for PS3, PS2, 360 and Wii. Back to where you once belonged.
Get back.